All right, thank you for staying with us. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition as we have a look at the legal intricacies surrounding the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. In studio, I'm joined by Ishmael Nyaribo as well as Kibe Mungai, just to get a legal perspective of this entire process. Now, we know that the High Court has referred the case challenging the Deputy President's impeachment to Chief Justice Martha Koome for an empanelment of a panel of more than 3 judges, I believe. And this was done by High Court Judge Lawrence Mugambi, who agreed that the issues raised in the petition by the DP were weighty and should be considered by that bench of more than 2 judges, and referred them to the CJ to constitute that panel. So is there going to be a legal dilemma when we're looking at the timelines? Let me begin with you, Wakili Kibe. The timelines in the sense that the Senate will be hearing will be taking the impeachment motion, will be hearing from the Deputy President as well on Wednesday and Thursday, with a vote to be taken on Thursday evening. But this process is in court as well, because the Deputy President has appealed for the Senate to halt its impeachment process. What then happens?
I think there have been a number of decisions where the courts, for the most part, have been in favor that if a matter is pending in a coordinate arm of government, like in this case the Senate or Parliament, right, that process should be allowed to be concluded, and all the other issues can be taken up during the court process. Mm-hmm. So that my thinking is that the Senate will complete its process this week. The Senate, the numbers in the Senate would have given the Deputy President a fighting chance, in the sense that in the sense that there are not very many. There is also the sense that you get a little bit more mature people who, minus party whipping, are likely, on a good day, likely to say those charges are bogus. But with party whipping, today we were told Adani is a good deal. I don't think Adani is a good deal. So if that is the mindset, I think the fate of Deputy President Gachagua is more or less sealed politically. But since you've asked about time, there's something I need to say about time. We've had impeachment. You know, this thing of impeachment is coming from other countries like the US. The Constitution of Kenya does not provide, for example, the time, apart from the end of impeachment, that this is supposed to happen. The standing orders could have provided better procedures in terms of timelines for it to do its job, and for Kenyans to have proper public participation. Some cases relates to that public participation. Like, for example, did the people have notice? Because you impeach, you prefer the charges on Tuesday, you go to public participation on Friday, even before Kenyans have read even what is against the deputy. And after he gave his views, was the matter referred to the people now to say, now that we've heard both sides of the story, are we going to support this or not? And even the process itself in the National Assembly. Remember, there is this what they are calling the instruments of impeachment. Now, those instruments of impeachment, for example, would be a record that the Deputy President came here, we heard him, we heard views from the people. During the day, and I believe all of you witnessed this, you heard that because the previous day it appeared that the Deputy President had successfully been able to demonstrate these charges are bogus, the following day in Parliament, you saw people talk about treason, it's not in the charges. People talk about women, it's not amongst the charges. People talk about the Deputy President stealing the property of his late brother, it is not in the charges. So that you heard people talk about everything else in town except what were in the charges. So that at the end of the day, one would really want to see how will the Senate treat a record from the High Court that is so bare and that never really interrogated the issues for the day. How will it react to a scenario whereby people are voting, excuse the phrase, voting like sheep practically? Like you just stand up, you don't say, I have read the charges, understood them, and I am supporting them. That was not permitted. And this is a constitutional process. These are legal issues. In law, you say, if somebody came to court, the prosecutor said nothing about the charges because these were like prosecutors and the witnesses, then it would be very difficult to convict. Now, the actual court doing the conviction is the Senate. But what is its record? In future, I hope that the